This is the Nightwolf howling at you, and today we're going to take a look at the Transformers Legacy United animated universe Bumblebee. This is kind of a unique situation, I guess. Not unique, because they've already done a couple of animated series figures, but in that this was one of those cartoons where the stories were great, but a lot of people didn't watch them because they didn't like the designs, which was a shame because this was a great cartoon, and if you have a chance to watch it, you should watch it. It's also another one of those ones where after 3 seasons, Hasbro changed their mind and decided to cancel it while they changed it to another line. Once again, tearing another great season away from us, like they did with frickin' Beast Wars, but when they decided we'll do Beast Machines. That's the one thing that I dislike. For some reason, it seems like a lot of Transformer cartoons only end up with like 3 seasons. Except for Rescue Bots, which apparently is going to go on forever. But if we look at the side, we get some artwork that shows a close-up of his animated head sculpt and his body. On the other side, we get kind of like that artwork. And on the back, we see some production shots here. To be perfectly honest, I'm not expecting him to be a better toy than the original version was, just maybe more articulated. Little multi-language sheet nobody keeps. Instructions, pass away. Can I just say for a moment, I wish they would just go ahead and give us a nice background instead of this weird artworky stuff like they do with the studio series. That's something more I'd like to see. Just give us some, I mean, it can be kind of a generic Cybertron scene. I don't care. Just something other than this. So right off the bat here, we get his accessories, which are his booster rockets, which were something that were in the show, but these are sculpted in clear plastic, which looks stupid. We get his little handheld weapons, the Stingers, which they do combine together, it looks like. Because one of the things he did when he used them was actually put his hands together and shoot from that. I think this is also the first time we had the, quote, Stingers as a weapon, which, you know, ended up being used in other things later, or should say, in some cases, just became knife hands. But we have our Bumblebee figure here with a whole ton of clear plastic, which is very upsetting. I'm kind of with Prime versus Prime when it comes to the clear plastic. I would rather they just paint the windscreens than give us clear plastic for them. And a lot of that has to do with, let's be honest, the clear plastic is generally more brittle than the opaque plastics. And worse yet, whenever they paint yellow especially, but also red in a lot of cases, on top of the clear plastic or any other color plastic, it looks freaking awful. It doesn't color match to anything else. So what they should have done with this figure is cast all this clear in the same yellow as the rest of his body and just painted the windows either blue or black. Or actually, they could have done like a good black stripe and done kind of like a charcoal colored window to give like that smoky glass look to try to make something similar to this. And that would have been a 100% improvement right there. I think the clear plastic looks terrible, but, you know, what do you guys think about that? Just curious. His head sculpt looks fine. It's, you know, it's the animated Bumblebee. It's a good head sculpt, and he's got that little smirk he had on his original toy. Articulation-wise, his head is on a ball joint, and there is a hinge back there, probably for transformation, that does give us the ability to really look kind of far down there. And, well, he can't really look up very well at all. He's got a little bit of leeway when you push his head back, but that's about it. But we can shift the head side to side. If you can get your fingers in there, you can kind of spin it. However, the head design itself does kind of hinder the movements a bit because of his big old chin. We can spin the arms around a little bit. Actually, it's more of a hinge, so we're not getting like a full 360 spin like we've gotten pretty much with every Transformer character recently. So that's kind of disappointing. We can hinge out a little bit here, but as you can see, we're getting a lot of interference between his backpack, I guess, or his back, and just his arm design in general. So we're not even getting a full... We can't get a full up straight across like that, but if you hinge this down a little bit and push that out, you can do it there. But then you have to move it back up. We do have a bicep cut. They left that in, thank goodness. We do have a little better than 90 degrees here on the elbow, I would say. Not much better, but just a little. Also, so he's got the elbow joint here, but he's also got kind of a hinge or a peg to hinge at the where the bicep meets the shoulder. So that gives us a little bit more bend there. I guess you could kind of consider that to be a double jointed elbow if you wanted, but I don't know if I would necessarily do that. But it's kind of like that. And you can kind of get it to work if you shift it a little bit more. We do have a waist swivel. However, we don't have any kind of ab crunch going on here. He can kick all the way out. Let's be honest, most Transformers can do this, so he can do the splits if we want him to. He can kick forward and he can kick back, allowing us to do the other type of splits. We do have a slight ankle rocker. Ankle rocker. Not much, by the way. Oh, there we go. If we force it out, we can get a little bit more out there. So you basically need to... I don't know if I can... Yeah, you need to force that to go past there. And that'll give you a little bit more stretch. Like so. There is a thigh cut also. The knees have a single joint, but you can get a lot of traction out of that joint, so that's cool. I'm just trying to see if there's like maybe a little bit more we could do with transformation, but it does appear not. So you'll notice on the back here we have the two little peg holes here. We can go ahead and put his boosters in there for robot mode storage. So he's got a little jet pack. What I've been kind of curious on is how the stinger is attached to him. I'm guessing we have to partially transform his hand. Yeah, so, okay, so if we transform his hand out there like that, we get a little hole there. Which we can then attach a stinger to. So we flip down the door, spin the wrist. Then we can attach them, so we got the two stingers in place. And we can connect them together up front. So that's how our Bumblebee works. Not horrible, but again, I don't think I would be using these stingers on... I don't think I'd be using these for much of anything, to be perfectly honest. they'll probably be going to the spare parts bin because it does not look like Bumblebee has a spot to hold them otherwise. We'll double check the instructions for that though, unless I see something. So I know I've covered this a little bit later, but I just wanted to put it here that you can actually attach the stingers to the rocket boosters that attach to his backpack, so you have a place to store the stingers when there's a chance. You can also use that as a gun with the two attached together. And I don't know why I just did that with the Fisk, because I'm probably going to need to put those back in there anyway. Alright, so let's go ahead and try transforming him, shall we? Drop the boosters here. Alright. So that's a given right there. You know, I was sitting there thinking, wow, this is pretty easy. I can't figure out what to do with the freaking arms now. Because it seems to me like we should be able to pull this forward. But it doesn't... But I can't get it to go all the way forward. Something's in the wrong position. Okay. Let's take those out. Okay. So the door isn't just to hold the fist. You still have to have the door out in order to position the arm into the proper spot, it looks like. I think. Or not, because I can't close the door now either. What the hell? Ah! Okay. There we go. You have to spin the arm also. I wonder. Okay, hold on. So what I'm thinking is that the fist needs to maybe be in this position because there's nowhere for that one part to go in. So theoretically, there's not anything else on here that shifts, no. What am I missing in the compression here? Because the arm, this needs to go in further this way. This needs to go in further this way, but the legs are in the way. I don't know if, do the legs shift some more, maybe? Because there's a tab, and there's a hole, a slot for the tab right in here. So this tab has to go in there. But I cannot get this arm all the way over because of the leg. And I don't see how else you... Because if we again put the arm all the way that way, there's not a slot for the wrist to go into. So it seems to me like it has to be like this. Okay, so here we are, back to cheating. Alright, so... apparently they are supposed to be like that. Well, I guess maybe they are like this. Yeah, I just, even looking at the instructions, I don't see any other positioning for those legs to go into. Because if we just transform him without putting the legs in place here, this is how this is supposed to look. But how do you fit the legs into that? Am I missing something else? Because once we put the car form together, we no longer can fit the arms as tight as they were. Okay, so again, as we look at this, is there a this goes up. This clips into place. We have his arms out like this here. Let's just go ahead and do that. Pull these back. All right. Open up the doors. Flip the fists. Okay, it does look like we have to flip them all the way. Alright, you're all with me right now, right? Whoops. We are currently right here at step 17. Let's flip him over, and then we rotate these forward. Holy crap. Holy crap. Well, damn. He doesn't compress very well. He's not fully tightened there. But I guess we got it. Okay. We can also peg in the this is actually also how you store them when he's in robot mode. So in vehicle mode, he rolls pretty good. The back wheels are pinned on. The front ones are mushroom pegged. Which is probably why the back wheel is rolling as well as it is, while the front wheel is not. This was my complaint earlier, though, about the color match not being good. Again, we should have just gone ahead and done like yellow plastic, painted it black, and then, you know, painted the stripes in there, whatever. I think that would have looked better. It's kind of funny, though, that the black stripe here does go all the way in through the dashboard. I don't know if you can see that too well from here, but that's how that goes. Also, now, like this, you can also turn this into his blaster instead of just going with it as the stingers, if you want. But there you go. There's our animated universe Bumblebee. I like the original event better. I don't have it here with me right now, but I just wish I wish they'd just stop with the clear plastic altogether. Just forget about it, Hasbro. Just pretend like clear plastic does not exist, and just paint the windows. Just paint the windows on all of them now. Plus, by painting the windows, you hide the frickin' robot kibble on the inside. Not that there's much to see on him, although that's more like because just the windows are so messy. Because his head is right up in there. But hey, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Is this one of those ones you wanted? Hey, were you a fan of the animated series? That's a good question. I really liked it. I thought the storytelling was excellent. They even had some throwbacks to some old G1 stuff. And Hot Rod does make an appearance in the animated series for like one freaking episode, and that's it. And man, they left us off with so many like, just questions at the end. It would have been great if they'd just gone ahead and done another season. I wish Hasbro would stop with the whole ending an animated series early. Even if you're not going to produce any more toys in the line, Let them finish off the frickin' story. Don't just cancel it. But that's my pet peeve there too. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to subscribe. Go ahead and sting that like button. Thanks for watching. Peace and love.